Midway upon the journey of our life, I found myself within a forest dark, for the straightforward pathway had been lost.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Alan. Welcome to Big Hard Books and Classics. And I have several announcements to make. Yes, right in the middle of October. But Marc Nash and he announced it yesterday. I think it's a good idea to get prepared because we're going to be tackling some big books. We're going to host a Read-A-Thon coming up in December of Dante's Inferno. Now, I'd like to proceed with the Paradiso and Purgatorio. And I have a shout out to Ms. Madelyn at Made with Books. She's read this in the original, in the Italian, which was unusual for Dante because in the 14th century, the Dark Ages, he wrote it in Italian and everyone was writing in Latin. So I'm looking very much forward to this. Now, Mark and I have been talking about the scheduling and that for months. And we've decided to start it in December. And we'll read 2 cantos a day, which is very doable. And we'll be done by December 18th. So anyone who cares to, please join us. Next, we're going to read possibly my favorite book, Ulysses. And now, please, if you're going to join us, please, I highly recommend you get the Gabbler edition here because we're going to be using that. And if you don't, the pagination is going to be off and it's going to be even harder. So, strong suggestion. We're going to start this in February and March. And I hope to get through with it by then. I think we will. We're going to try. Next on the agenda, it turns out Mark and I both have copies of Mr. Dane Cobain's newest novel. It's called Driven. It's a Leopold mystery. It's crime fiction. Right up my alley. I love crime fiction. And I've started this, and I'm already hooked on it. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to read it this weekend, and then we'll be posting next week, early next week. I forgot, Madelyn again, her and I are going to do a read-along, buddy read type thing of Milton's Paradise Lost next year. We haven't set down the schedule or time, but it's going to be a real education for us both. We both never read that. I'm looking very much forward to that. Now, last but not least, Pynchon's Against the Day. Now, Maddie, the book chemist, was going to do a read-a-thon on this. He announced it at the end of last year, but something happened and we haven't got around to it. And I'm like 281 pages into it. I'm going to start over. This is a new copy, so unedited yet by me. And it won't stay like that. But this is a very readable book for Pynchon's funniest and arguably his most accessible novel. With Against the Day, Pynchon proves himself the heir to Conrad and Wells, and a matchless fantalist of the real fantalist. It is a fantasy book set in, like I said, I'm just a fourth way through it, but this big blimp, like the size of a small aircraft carrier, and set in the time of Chicago's World's Fair, where they introduced the Ferris wheel. So it's 1800s, and anyone who cares to and is so inclined, please join me with this, with the read-a-thon on this. You notice I'm in a new studio. My books are not scattered across the country. They're primarily in Scottsdale, Arizona, as well as Toledo, Ohio. And I just ordered new ones to make it quick for the sake of brevity and time and hassle, making my friends go to the post office to mail me my books back. I'll be getting them this year from Scottsdale because they're already packed up in boxes. You just have to ship them out. In Toledo, it's a different story. They're not collected, and I'll see them again someday. There you have it. Please like, subscribe, check the description box below because I'm going to have links to Marc's channel, Cobain's channel, Madelyn Made with Books. What else? Some other things. And with that, I shall bid you adieu. Ta-ta. Oh, how could I forget? How could I forget? Oh, I'm remiss. Go Ducks. Big game today against Washington. We need all the luck we can get.